Alright, folks, let's talk Hyde Street, a graphic novel that feels like somebody stapled noir, nightmares, and dark humor together, and somehow made it beautiful. This collection of issues 1 through 7 drags you down a twisted sidewalk where every panel gets a little stranger, sharper, and harder to put down. So let's dive in before the shadows start moving again. Issue 1 is a fantastic kickoff dripping with mystery. It's moody, atmospheric. We meet the main character wandering back into Hyde Street after years away. Strange figures watch from the window like they're scouting potential organ donors. We're introduced to Pranky, the most dangerous Boy Scout in all of Hyde Street. Mr. X-Ray hears whispers that definitely aren't the wind, or maybe they are. But the wind shouldn't know your name. It's kind of a homecoming where the welcome party is a cold breeze and mild possession. In issue 2, tension ramps way up. The artwork gets more surreal, as if the panels themselves are starting to rot at the edges. We explore the tragic backstory of Pranky, a sadistic Boy Scout collecting souls on Hyde Street, revealing his history of abuse and his hatred for corrupt authority figures. This issue focuses on Pranky's confrontation with a corrupt police officer and former serial killer, Officer Downs, forcing him to confess to his crimes. When the walls whisper at you, it's either a ghost or bad insulation. Hyde Street chooses both. Issue 3 is a perfect blend of what the fuck and oh hell no, as the characters get weirder and the lore deepens. Mr. X-Ray desperately tries to escape the sinister forces of Hyde Street during the holidays, only to be confronted by his companion, Pranky. This issue explores an unlikely conflict between these two characters as they navigate the holiday seasons filled with shadows. The streets themselves come alive, literally shifting. Streets should not shift, that's a rule. If your neighbors stare like NPCs waiting to glitch, move, or don't, you might get an issue 4 out of it. Issue 4, the creepiest issue so far. Heavy atmosphere, great pacing, and excellent reveals. This issue dives into the tragic origin story of the matinee monster, formerly a kind-hearted Hollywood actor named Oscar Oddman. Oscar is a tall actor from the 1940s who finally is offered a prominent role in a movie, but he's typecasted as a monster. Wrecked with guilt and having lost everything, Oscar escapes a deal from the scorekeeper, the entity that controls Hyde Street. However, he is unwilling to pay the price for his deal. Issue 5 is action-packed. The supernatural threat becomes physical as the stakes shoot up fast. Mr. X-Ray is searching for a reliable ally within the group of terrifying beings known as the Residents. He encounters Miss Glee Goodbody, a charismatic figure who promotes a healthy lifestyle with a permanent smile and unshakable confidence. Her public persona is seductive, promise of effortless transformation, but this is a facade for a hidden truth. Mr. X-Ray is determined to uncover that rot and deceit that lies beneath her perfect exterior, but he's also hesitant about the potential dangers of doing so. Issue 6, one of the most emotional issues within the series. Answers finally land, and none of them are comforting. The plot revolves around Mr. X-Ray's manipulative scheme to reach the soul count milestone by capturing a theater full of people who have wandered onto Hyde Street. The story builds tension as Mr. X-Ray's progress towards his goal gets closer and closer to his freedom. The central conflict is whether one good soul can stop him from succeeding. Issue 7 is strong, brutal, with a cinematic finish, leaves room for sequels while giving a satisfying closure. This issue follows Pranky as he tries to capture another resident of Hyde Street, the matinee monster. But the investigation is complicated by the arrival of a new sadistic character with a mysterious past. The arrival of this truly evil human disrupts existing order among the supernatural residents of Hyde Street. This issue draws a stark contrast between Hyde Street's typical monstrous residents, who still follow a twisted code, and the depravity of a human serial killer. It suggests that even the supernatural inhabitants recognize some lines shouldn't be crossed, and the newcomer's presence tests those boundaries. Hyde Street is equal parts haunting, stylish, and weirdly fun. The kind of graphic novel you finish, stare at the last page for a minute, and then say, yep, definitely sleeping with the lights on tonight. It's got great artwork, great pacing, and great horror, and just the right amount of what the hell did I just read to keep it memorable. I definitely fell in love with this series, and I can't wait to read more.